This has Rams fans fired up. We are talking about some rookie minicamp updates, just a couple of updates that we got from the Rams organization. We're going to shout out a former Rams player who unfortunately passed away. We're also going to talk a little bit about the Rams schedule and when that will release, all on today's episode of the Rams Digest. I'm your host, Joshua Giron, and before we get too far into today's video, I want to let you guys know today's video is brought to you by PrizePicks. For those who don't know, PrizePicks is America's #1 sports picks app and the best way to get in on the action. When you guys download PrizePicks using the link down below in our description or our pinned comment, you can use code DIGEST to get $50 instantly in lineups. All you have to do is play your first $5. That's $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. All you have to do is use code DIGEST. If you want to download PrizePicks right now, quick, easy link for you down below in the description and our pinned comment. NBA playoff sweepstakes is still going through the conference finals. We're also doing Scary Hour boost over there, Flex Fridays, Taco Tuesdays, all that and much more. It's your best way, again, to get in on the action. Download PrizePicks. Thank you to PrizePicks for sponsoring today's video. You guys want to fade my picks or follow my picks, I highly recommend you maybe fade them. I've been not doing a great job. Go ahead and wait for later on in the episode. We'll talk about some of my picks for some upcoming games this weekend. We'll get some sad news out the way first before we get into some of the things that fans are excited about. But former Rams player Charlie Young passes away at the age of 75. So just want to give a shout out here, rest in peace to Charlie Young, kind of a legend in the LA area, especially because he was a former USC player, really known in his career for playing with the Philadelphia Eagles, or at least statistically, those were his best years early in his NFL career. I think he was an All-Pro. I think he was a Pro Bowler as well in the first 3 years of his NFL career with the Philadelphia Eagles. So obviously started out really hot and started out great. Then as he became a veteran later in the NFL, played a couple years with the Rams, appeared in Super Bowl 14 with the Los Angeles Rams on the roster. So ended up going to the San Francisco 49ers, where he won his one and only ring. That was with the Niners under Coach Bill Walsh. So obviously, look, best years maybe around what he did with Los Angeles Rams. I did want to give a shout out to a Los Angeles legend. Again, USC player, ended up playing with the Rams, appeared in the Super Bowl with the Rams. Rest in peace to Charlie Young. Condolences, of course, to his friends and family. We're going to move on here and talk a little bit about what's upcoming for the Los Angeles Rams, what to look forward to. Obviously, we have the schedule release coming up, so I just want to make sure I give you guys the official note here. We know who we're playing at home. We know who we're playing away, but we don't know what days and times these games will be played at, aside from that opening game in Melbourne, Australia. We know the date and time for that game. I think I gave you guys that in a second, but the schedule, the official schedule, will release pretty soon. That's going to be Thursday, May 14th, 2026 at 4:30 p.m. Pacific time. So this Thursday, just tomorrow, I should say, we are going to see the schedule release. So obviously we'll be here at the Rams Digest getting you guys all of the updates for the Rams schedule, the upcoming games, what it looks like, maybe some record predictions as well. You guys can give your record predictions down below in the comment section. I know we can kind of generally guess what the records will look like, but I think when you're looking at it, maybe they're coming off of a multi-road game kind of stint, or maybe they're having in their third game and straight on a road. That might be a difficult matchup to play the Niners or something, right? So that could be a factor in terms of when we're doing those record predictions. So we can generally see the Rams have a pretty tough schedule, a lot of good teams on ahead for the 2026 season, but maybe you can make some guesses now or just wait. Once the schedule officially releases tomorrow night, we will, of course, break it all down for you guys here on the channel. So make sure you guys subscribe so you can stay tuned for all of that. Now, the nitty-gritty of what we really want to discuss on today's episode, we did want to break down the Rams as they share their first look at Ty Simpson and other rookies in practice. Ty Simpson and the rest of the Rams draft class hit the field for the first time this week. Now, rookie minicamp is kind of different from other minicamps, training camps and whatnot. Rookie minicamp, it kind of seems to be a lot more of the behind the scenes, kind of getting in the film room and just kind of taking some notes and putting in some work physically, kind of getting these guys physically prepped for the NFL season. Obviously, they're coming from a college season into a grown man, a grown league, the best professional football league in the entire world. So physically, you got to make sure these players are ready to go for the next level, strength-wise and whatnot. So that's happening this week. A lot of conditioning and whatnot in the film room. Again, taking some notes, seeing what the plays and offenses and defenses are going to look like scheme-wise. But we did see some images of the Rams players actually on the field. That's what has I'm sorry if you hear a bus out there breaking, but that's what has a lot of us Rams fans really excited to see, right? The Rams dropping these images. Look at Ty Simpson in stride, throwing on the run. One note that I think Kurt Warner, right, Rams legend, legendary quarterback, obviously stated about Ty Simpson before he was even picked by the Rams, I think, the mobility of Ty Simpson, being able to throw on the run, not necessarily being able to go out and run for a bunch of yards, but being able to throw on the run. That is obviously key there for him. You see all these other rookies there as well on these photos. Super exciting to see the Rams hitting the field, just kind of getting prepped and excited for this season. I know it's May, and we still have some time before the veterans have been there, I think since like April 20th already, getting some work in. But it's interesting to see the rookies hit the field. It's interesting to see, obviously, some undrafted free agents as well, trying to compete and get ready and get prepped for training camp and those competitions upcoming for them. Not a lot of roster space, I should say, for these guys, but a lot of guys fighting for a roster spot. So it's going to be intriguing to see some more news as they come out once they get more competitive with the drills and whatnot. But exciting to see what Ty Simpson is looking like in a Rams, even if it's just a practice uniform, right? Seeing him out there with the Rams gear, it's very exciting to see. This guy, I think he's growing on a lot of Rams fans in general, especially myself. I will say, not that I wasn't a fan of Ty Simpson himself. Again, I keep saying that. I was just not a fan of the Rams in their particular position to be taking a quarterback of the future. It didn't matter who the quarterback was. It really mattered about who they were taking at that position. Nothing against Ty Simpson himself. And so hearing from Ty Simpson, hearing him talk about the tough questions, right? Yes, LA Rams, I would say, like the Dodgers, right, and the Lakers kind of have more of that LA Hollywood cameras on them, always being talked about kind of situation going on for them in terms of the media. The Rams don't necessarily have that as much. I think it's there, but it's not as much as the Lakers, as the Dodgers, as some of these bigger organizations in Los Angeles. Again, love the LA Rams, but we know the truth. If you live in LA, we know the truth of how the Rams are viewed media-wise, even being included in that. And so, not to say that the Rams don't have any type of pressure on a rookie quarterback like Ty Simpson. I think the media in Los Angeles can still get to you as a player, and the lifestyle can get to you as a player. We're seeing Puka Nacua, right, deal with his own issues right now off the field. So Ty Simpson right now, so far, so good in terms of handling this situation right now in Los Angeles, being drafted behind Matthew Stafford, knowing he's a first-round pick that's probably not going to play this season. Maybe has a chance to play, right? I think having that mentality to say, hey, I might, who knows, right? If someone gets hurt, knock on wood, it doesn't happen. But if someone goes down with an injury, even if it's just a couple of weeks, well, guess what? Ty Simpson could be that guy who has to step in and be that player. And if he is that player who they choose to give an opportunity to, he needs to be ready, because Rams fans will be ready to criticize him if he does not look ready to roll, obviously, as a first-round pick. So a whole lot going on for sure. I think mentally to kind of juggle. You're a backup quarterback. You're learning behind Matthew Stafford, a legendary quarterback. You're learning under a legendary head coach, a future Hall of Famer, most likely, in Sean McVay. All that to be said, all that said to say, Ty Simpson is answering these questions the best way possible. He's doing what he has to do. He's out there on the field. He's focused. He looks driven. He looks ready to roll. And he's also participating in community work. I think he's doing a great job so far with, obviously, the tough situation that he's kind of been handed to him, not by his own fault. And he's kind of taking it in stride and saying, I'm in LA. This is exciting. This is amazing. I'm learning behind a legend in Matthew Stafford. I'm learning behind a legend in Sean McVay. I am super excited to be here. I'm so happy to get to work, and he's getting to work. And I think that is why he is growing on me and a lot of Rams fans. But you guys let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Are you fired up to see Ty Simpson in the Rams uniform, getting out there, getting some work in? Or how do you feel about the pick now that we've kind of gone a few weeks by, and obviously a few weeks have passed and we were able to settle in on our thoughts? How have you felt about the Ty Simpson pick and what he's been saying in the media so far? Let me know in the comment section down below. Before we let you guys go, I told you guys I'll give you some of my picks for PrizePicks. By the way, last episode I gave some picks in the NBA, and oh my goodness, Taco Tuesday didn't even hit. Taco Tuesday didn't even hit. Everything I touch turns to stone. I am just not necessarily making things happen right now on PrizePicks, but you guys have your opportunity to make it happen better than I am doing so by downloading PrizePicks right now. Link down below in the description. Make sure you use code DIGEST. You get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. Here are my picks on PrizePicks for this upcoming weekend. We have Indiana coming into LA playing the Sparks. I'm going to go ahead and say Caitlin Clark in that game. We'll full screen it because that is pretty small, right? I can't really see that much. Caitlin Clark here, we have 34.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I'm saying more than for Caitlin Clark. Last time I saw her in LA against the Sparks, she absolutely balled out, and it was actually her first career win in her career, if I remember correctly. I was there in the building for that game. Not a flex, just a little subtle flex on you guys there. Kelsey Plum, absolutely dominating so far this season. If I put $20 here, I double my money here, so that would be awesome. I'm hoping that can happen for me. Kelsey Plum, more than 14.5 points. Low Green Goblin on me for me there on my lineup. If you guys want to make a different lineup, make your own lineup, make NFL picks, make NBA picks, make NBA playoff picks, WNBA, baseball, whatever you want to do, go ahead and make your picks on PrizePicks. Again, download PrizePicks using the link down below in our description or pinned comment and use code DIGEST to get that $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. Thank you again to PrizePicks for sponsoring today's video. Other than that, that's going to do it for me on today's episode of the Rams Digest. I'm your host, Josh Rohito, and I'm out.